I was sent the script, and I was about to get on a plane to go to Paris of all places, and I just sort of skimmed it. And I said, okay, when I knew when I knew what it was about, I wanted to do it. I barely read it, but I knew that I wanted to be a part of that. And the fact that he called it The Birth of a Nation. I mean, all the bones were there. Like, oh my God, this guy is just sort of like, doing all the cool, sexy things that I want to be a part of. And I just knew I wanted to be, I knew I had to be a part of that. I really feel that I'm excited about what Nate is doing, because I feel like he and other filmmakers as well, who are African American, who are female, who are a part of this sort of underrepresented artists that are working now and hopefully will continue to work, are doing things that are not, it's not just their presence. They're not just like, oh, I'm making a film, and isn't it great I'm making a film because I'm an African American man. No, it's going beyond that and pushing boundaries and going in it with a sense of place, a sense of self, a sense of identity, and not apologizing about it, and being challenging and welcoming that challenge. And what the great thing about Nate is, as challenging as what he's doing, and as self-aware that he is that what he's doing is challenging, he is just as generous. He's just as generous, because you can have that sort of, the proverbial chip on your shoulder, and you are political, and you are, you're fighting and you're fighting and fighting, and then that can like reduce itself to just vitriol. But that's not what he's interested in. He's a very generous spirited human being, and he is interested in having conversations with people. And I think what he wants to do with this film is to start a discussion, a real discussion that is not just, polarizing. I've been a part of stories that dealt with the enslaved experience before, and one of the questions that we got often was, why do we need to have another story about people who are enslaved? And my pushback against that was that if you are defining a human being based on their circumstance, then you are enslaving them again. And I think that there's an incredible amount of shame, I feel, particularly with African Americans, about having ancestry that was enslaved. And I think we have to do work on ourselves in deciding there should be no shame in that at all. These people were heroes. These people were heroes. We are here today because of what they went through. And what has been unfortunately successful is this notion, what is the brilliance of Birth of a Nation and telling the story of Nat Turner, is that there weren't these small victories and small revolutions that were waged constantly while these people had shackles on their feet and shackles on their wrists. They were constantly waging these revolutions, but we just don't know about it. So we have to know that we have to decide and have to like come to terms with the fact that just because someone is enslaved, that they are not less of a human being. And when you say that I don't want to hear that story, you're denying them of their humanness again. And it's really really unfortunate. And the other part of that is, so having the opportunity to see the relationship between Nat and his wife, that is done so beautifully, and there's romance, you know what I mean? I love the romantic scene between those romantic scenes between them. And why do we feel that we invented romance and romance didn't happen? Because they were, on a slave plantation. They loved each other under the most difficult circumstances possible. They weren't just breeders. They loved each other. I think that I just, for that, I have such an appreciation for this movie. I have such an appreciation for Nat, to use the celluloid for that. It was kind of profound. I don't hope that doesn't sound overstating it or anything, but for me it was a profound moment for me because I felt like I was a part of something that was bigger than me. And when I say bigger than me, I don't mean just me as an actor, but I mean me as a part of a film production, you know, eh, me the production, me being a part of the production. So it was bigger, even bigger than that. I felt like I was a part of something that is going to be inserted into the American conversation. It's inevitable. It's undeniable. And I felt like I'm like going to be a part of that ride. And I just felt very thankful.